Alright, what's up guys? Today's video we are going to be doing a full poison yourself with toxic spikes team. So the basic premise is we are going to get toxic spikes on our side of the field and try and set up some cool Pokemon that can take advantage of being poisoned. So let's go through and introduce the team. We have Xatu, which is the main sort of leader of this team with the magic bounce ability and skill swap. Premise is we skill swap the magic bounce onto another Pokemon, switch into Excelgor, who can set up toxic spikes, magic bounce them back onto our side of the field. We have toxic spikes on our side, and then we can take advantage of it with some of the other Pokemon on the team. So for Xatu, we have got skill swap, refract, light screen, and psychic. Light kite item to keep the screens up a little bit longer. Originally had a bit of a different set here. But people really weren't respecting the magic bounce on the Xatu, so what I usually did was send it in, set up the screens, and see if they were like bouncing hazards back on themselves to start with, and then go for the skill swap and bring in Excelgor. So we have max HP, split defenses just to make it a little bit more resilient, and then we had the timid nature to increase the speed. So Excelgor, which is part number 2 of setup. Toxic Spikes, U-Turn, Knockoff, and Spikes with a Berry. Max Speed, just to make sure we get those spikes off and don't get one hit. Max Attack, just to make sure that Knockoff and U-Turn actually do something. Hydration, Excelgor doesn't have that many good abilities. I thought if someone wants to set up Rain, we could maybe live a little bit longer. But Excelgor's main job, set up Toxic Spikes on our side of the field with the skill swap from Xatu. I've got Spikes on there just because sometimes the magic bounce skill swap didn't really work, and I thought I could get some more hazards on their side of the field. Next we have Charizard. So Charizard is is the only Pokemon on the team other than the setup Pokemon who doesn't actually take advantage of the toxic spikes. But these three are all physical attackers. I wanted to have a special attacker just to be able to sort of win more games and not get bogged down by a bulky defensive wall. So we've got Choice Specs, Blaze, Flamethrower, Ancient Power, Dragon Pulse, and Air Slash. Max Special Attack, Max Speed, Modest Nature, hits like a truck, it's really good. Next is Breloom, one of my favourite Pokemon. We have a Max Attack, Max HP Breloom with Poison Heal. That's how Breloom takes advantage of the Toxic Spikes, gets poisoned, heals himself up every turn. Leftovers as well means he's really, really resilient. We have Power Up Punch, Synthesis, Seed Bomb, and Spore. Synthesis on there is probably unnecessary. I don't think I used it at all because like the leftovers and the poison heal is just like a lot of healing already. Next is Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr is an absolute house. Hits like a truck. We have Choice Band on there. Facade, Drain Punch, Stone Edge, Earthquake. Guts has the ability, so comes in, that's how he takes advantage of the poison, gets the Guts boost, gets the Facade boost, has 460 in attack before those boosts even come into play. Max attack, max health, and Adamant Nature. I have to say he hits real hard with Choice Band and Guts. Drain Punch for the extra sort of survivability because the poison does actually deal damage to Conkeldurr. It doesn't deal damage to Breloom obviously. And the final Pokemon on the team is Snorlax. Snorlax takes advantage of the poison through Facade. He gets Stab Facade. Only Pokemon on our team that does get Stab Facade. So Facade, Rest, Sleep Talk, Curse. We can set up some curses because Snorlax is actually really bulky, especially in special defense, and the curses will bulk up our defenses a little bit more as well. So yeah, he hits like a truck, sets up really easily, and then we can get a couple of Facades off, and if the poison does start to sort of chip away at us too much, we can then rest off that poison. Sleep Talk will keep us dealing damage or boosting us while we're asleep. And honestly, Snorlax is probably one of the better Pokemon on the team. He like really did work. So that is the team. We're taking this team into Gen 7 OU, seeing what we come up against, and hopefully we can get some wins. So I'll see you guys in the battles. Alright, game number 1, let's get into this. So we're going to lead off with our Xatu as we normally do. And we're going to go for a light screen. We're going to set up the screens first because, like I said in the intro, a lot of people don't respect the magic bounce. That Rowlet there did not went for Feather Dance. Bounce back on him, and then he goes into Noivern and tries to Supersonic us, which is an odd move because he's just seen that Feather Bounce bounces back. Feather Dance bounces back even. We're going to swap out here. We went for Psychic. I wasn't sure what he was going to do, but I swapped in, and it's a good job we set up those screens, because that Acrobatics would have one-shot us if we hadn't set up those screens. So there we go. Excelgor's done his job. Going back into Zato because it's tanking everything that Neuburn can set up here. Can throw at us even. And yeah, we're just going to Psychic it down, and that is Pokemon number 1 down. Second Pokemon comes in. It's a Greninja. It's not Protean Greninja. It's Ash Greninja. And he takes down the Natto with an Ice Beam. So we go into our Breloom, get poisoned from the Toxic Spikes, which is exactly what we want. We hang on just about there from that Ice Beam on 2%. Get the Poison Heal, get the leftovers, and he comes in with a Lycanroc, and he goes for his Z move, Splintered Storm Shards. I was hoping we could maybe live that. I'm not sure how powerful it is, but we don't. Conkeldurr comes in, gets the poison from the Toxic Spikes, gets a Guts boost. I saw the Rowlet. I could sense it was coming in there, but we went for Drain Punch anyway because we've got the Guts boost with Choice Banded. We are doing a lot of damage here. His Incineroar comes in, it's Dark type, it goes down to the Drain Punch, we get fully healed. Easy, easy. I think from here we sweep until the end here. Lycanroc comes in, again it's weak to fighting. He does flinch us though, and the poison is starting to rack up here. If we get too many flinches, I was worried that we were going to go down, but we don't get flinched. Take it out in one Drain Punch, get fully healed almost. And then the Goodra comes in, and I'm thinking, Goodra might be able to tank a couple Drain Punches, but it doesn't. Conkeldurr has so much attack with Guts and Choice Band, it's absolutely nuts. So we take out the Goodra, and that is game number 1 won in convincing fashion, I would say. We didn't even use Snorlax or Charizard, so that was good. Let's get on to the next one. Alright, game number 2, and we actually come up against a mirror match here. His team is a little bit different from mine. He's going for the full Poison Guts Facade team here with Zangoose and Heracross. So I know exactly what he's going to be doing here. He's trying to Magic Bounce stuff. He goes into Excelgor, straight into my Psychic. We set up screens. I know he's going to Toxic Spikes us, so I switch into my Excelgor. He goes back to Zatu. I go for Knockoff. So I'm able to sort of predict exactly what he's going to go for here. He's going to Skill Swap. We're going to switch out here. We're not going to let him set up those spikes on his side. And we knock off as soon as he comes in. And yeah, his Excel goes down. He doesn't have anything to set up Toxic Spikes anymore. He goes into Zangoose. We knock his Life Orb off. And he's going to knock off our Berry, which doesn't really do anything. Our Reflector's now worn off. We're going to be able to set up some hazards on his side. We're going to go for just normal spikes. We don't want to give Toxic Spikes to him. So Breloom comes in, gets poisoned. We're going to have Poison Heal. He does knock off our leftovers though, but I think the Poison Heal is enough recovery for the moment. We Spore him. He goes back into Zatu. We're not going to Spore on the Zatu because that would be silly. We get a Power Up Punch on him though. And then we're going to swap back into our Zatu because Skill Swap is easy to read. And then he Psychics us, we Psychic him. Down goes his Zatu. So he's not got his Spikes anymore. He's not got his Skill Swap. Ursaring comes in. We're going to switch into our Snorlax here. And he's going to go for a Crunch, which would have done lots of damage to Zatu. We're going to go for a Facade here. He gets a Defense drop. Oh no, we went for Rest. Okay, smart. We're smart. Smarter than me watching this back. We go for a Rest. We go for the Sleep Talk here. Hope we either get a Curse or a Facade. We get the Curse. Raises our attack. Our defense goes back to normal. He's probably going to go for... Oh, he's going for Focus Punch. Focus Punch is an interesting move right there. Zatu comes in, tanks it like an absolute beast. I imagine he's going to... Okay, he stays in, goes for Leech Seed, even though he knows we have Magic Bounce, and then he concedes. So we were able to sort of outplay him purely on the fact that we know exactly what he's going to be doing. So that was the end of that game. Let's move on to game number 3. Alright, game number 3. Now, games number 3 and 4, the perspective is a little bit switched here. I'm pretty new to Showdown, so I'm not 100% sure on how you can sort of switch perspective. If anybody could let me know in the comments, that'd be great. But games 3 and 4, the perspective is reversed, so I'm on the other side. We have a Corsola lead for them, going for Icicle Spear. We set up screens. We go for the Skill Swap here, expecting to be killed. We live on 1 health, and we decide to just stay in, get a bit of chip damage on the Corsola, kills us with an Icicle Spear. Now that gives us a free switch into our Excelgor to set up spikes on our side of the field. There we go, Magic Bounce back on. Liquidation doesn't do much. I think we're going to go for a knockoff here. Yep, we do. Knocked off the Mystic Water. Liquidation is going to do a little bit less damage now. We go into U-turn, take out the Corsola, and send in our Snorlax. And Guts, and the Facade now gets powered up. He goes for Earthquake, we go for Curse. We're going to set up a little bit here. Because Snorlax is tanky as anything. This is a physical Emboar, so he does do a little bit more damage because Snorlax is tanky on the special defensive side. But we have got a Curse up, so that Facade does a bunch of damage. We're going to go for a rest here, heal ourselves all the way back up, and we can go for Sleep Talk next turn. This Emboar can't really do much to us at this point. Sleep Talk, rest, standard. Leftovers is healing us a little bit. He goes for a Heavy Slam. It's not going to do anything against our Snorlax. Sleep Talk, and we get a Facade, which is nice. Facade is really good on Snorlax, even if you're not poisoned, because he gets Stab. Stab Facade is really good. We go for a Curse on the wake up. We've now got 2 times attack, 2 times defense, and we're against a special Gothitelle here. So Gothitelle isn't going to be able to do anything to us. I don't know if it's choice. It keeps going for Confusion, I guess hoping for Confusion. But we're just going to start powering through. The Gothitelle has Rest, which does nothing because we can just Facade twice, and unless it's got Sleep Talk, it does not. Facade twice, takes it out, not a problem at all. So Snorlax is almost fully set up now. 2.5 times attack, 2.5 times defense. Roserade comes in, goes for a Dazzling Gleam, but gets absolutely destroyed in return. Pangoro comes in, goes for Dragon Claw. I don't know if it had a fighting move. It definitely should have gone for a fighting move if it had one. Bullet Punch then to get a little bit more chip damage on the Snorlax. Doesn't really do anything. Snorlax takes it out with a Facade. And then we have the Excadrill coming up, and it Toxics us, which is fine, but he knows we've got Rest. So we can get that Toxic off if it becomes an issue. He goes for Drill Run, and then we take it out with the final Facade. So Snorlax once again proving that it's an absolute house on this team. Doesn't even need to be poisoned to make use of that Stab Facade. So let's move on to the final battle, which again is in the wrong perspective. So let's go on to that one. Alright, on to the final game for the Poison Ourselves team. They lead with a Alolan Ninetales with a Snow Whirling. We once again lead with a Xatu, sorry. They go for Blizzard, and then they go for Aurora Veil. They could have really screwed up our tactic there if they'd gone for another damaging move, but the Snow takes us out. We're able to get the Toxic Spikes on our side thanks to that skill swap. Ninetales using Roar, brings out Snorlax with the Poison taking shape right there, and we're now able to go for a Facade. Facade on that Milotic does a decent chunk, both of us getting hit by the hail, and now the Milotic is going to start setting up coils here. We're going to go for a Curse as well. We're going to start setting up 2. So this is quite an interesting sort of mirror match. So we've got the Milotic going for attack and defense raises with accuracy raises. We're going for attack and defense raises but losing speed. We're both behind screens. They've got an Aurora Veil. We've just got I think it's a light screen. So yeah, we're going to keep cursing, they're going to keep coiling, and we're going to see who's going to be able to take each other out here. So they're going for Scald, which is really odd because they're raising their attack and defense, but they're actually going for a special attacking move. So I don't know if they've got like Aqua Tail or something on there, but they're going for Scald, which I think is really odd. Maybe they should be going for like Calm Minds or something. I'm not entirely sure what Milotic's moveset is. But yeah, they're going for Scalds. We get a Curse while we're asleep from the Sleep Talk, which is real nice. We are almost fully boosted at this point. They get a Coil from their Sleep Talk as well. They're 1 boost behind us at this point. We get Sleep Talk rest standard. As always, you always get that 1 Sleep Talk rest. They go for the Coil on the wake up. We go for the Facade on the wake up, and we do 26%. They heal 6% with leftovers. And they're going for Coil again. So they are fully boosted with their attack and defense and accuracy. And we go for the Curse again. We are fully boosted on our attack and defense as well. So now we're doing 29% with each Facade. And their Scald is doing 8%. Well, 15%, but, you know, we get leftovers recovery as well. So we are just out damaging this Milotic by a long way. We get the Burn, which powers up our Facade there, which is really unfortunate for the Milotic. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. So he goes for Foul Play, we go for Facade, take it out in 1 hit. The Foul Play, I'm surprised it didn't do more because we are fully boosted with our attack here. Right, he's going for Z fighting, Fightium Z even, and just destroys us there. Just destroys us. Lucario is coming in, just taking out our Snorlax, which was fully boosted and ready to sweep. We have Breloom swap in. Power up punch on the Butterfree, but we don't want to stay in against the Butterfree there. I thought he was going to go for a flying move, which is 4 times super effective, so we go into Charizard. Now the reason I have Charizard on here is because I wanted to have a special attacking Pokemon, because if you've noticed, every Pokemon that we have is a physical attacker, and I thought it would be good to have a special attacker which isn't, you know, poison when it switches in, just in case someone ruins our strategy. So yeah, I went for Charizard there. Flies above the Toxic Spikes. It's got choice specs. You've seen the set at the start of the video. So here we are, just using Excelgor to the best that we can. We go into Conkeldurr. He gets poisoned. Guts is activated. Ninetales goes for Blizzard. I think if we're slower, yeah, we just die here, which is a shame because Conkeldurr would have been able to easily take out that Ninetales. Excelgor comes back in. Knocks off Ninetales' Light Clay, so the screens that they're going to set up, if they are going to set them up again, are not going to last as long. Breloom comes in. Ninetales is faster than us, takes us out. So unfortunately, we don't win all of our games here. Ninetales, Alolan Ninetales is a decent counter to this team. Very fast, and ice moves do a lot of damage against a few of our Pokemon. So that is going to be it from the video. If you have enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and a subscribe. I'll be doing some more sort of theme team videos alongside the Pokemon Go videos. Sorry, the Pokemon Go in Pokemon Showdown videos. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.